Alright, so this question is remove interval. So you can read over it, but this question is supposed to be super easy to understand. But the problem is how to use code, right? So I'm just go over the example one. So this is the interval you need to remove from the interval array, right? And then if you're overlapping, right, you like get rid of this, right? So you want to remain. So you want to return, right? You want to return this one and this one, right? So this is the return value. Alright, so go back to the example 2. So this is the interval you need to remove. So you remove this one, so you return this one, right? So this is not hard, but the problem is how do you actually need to write down your logic. So let's talk about the interval for starting, right? So interval starting and interval for ending, right? And this is remove starting, and then remove ending. So basically you just have to check, is my ending interval, which is what, less than the remove starting? Basically this is this condition is like this. So imagine this is the interval, right? And then this is the remove interval. So they are not overlapping, right? They are not. This is the ending interval, and this is the starting remove interval. They are not overlapping, right? And also this one, if the starting interval does not overlapping with the ending interval, right? So you can what? The starting, which is greater than remove ending, then you can just append to the string, append. So this is pretty much the easy case, right? So what happens if there is an interval that is overlapping with the remove interval? Imagine this one, yeah, this one, and then if there's an interval like this, I mean just imagine if there's an interval like this, another interval, this color, interval like this, and interval like this, right? So you want to return this part and this part, right? So how do you actually need to do this? You can just check, right? You can just check. So if the ending, which is greater than the starting for the remove, you want to take what? Take the interval starting until remove starting, right? So you will take this part. And then if you are overlapping, if you are overlapping fully, right? You don't want to take this one. And definitely another situation, if the ending for remove interval, which is what? Which is greater than the starting. So another condition is the remove interval greater than the starting. Then you want to take the remove ending to interval ending, right? So this is the condition you take this part. Alright, so let's just stop coding and then you will be able to just follow along. I'm going to just code. So list of integer, right? And this is list. I'm going to say array list. And I will definitely return list, right? So I'm going to traverse the interval. Alright, so if the interval for ending, which is what, less than the to be removed, I'm just going to copy this string. I'm going to use a lot. If this is smaller than the starting, right? I'm going to add. So list.add. I need to add the list of integer, right? So right now it's one in array. I need to convert to list of integer, right? So it's going to be array.addList, and then I'm going to say interval at 0 to interval at 1, right? So this is for the, in this case is when you are in this situation, right? They are not overlapping, but what happens if they are not overlapping in the back, right? This is in the front, and what happens in the back, right? So you use another condition, use or. So to be removed ending, which is less than interval at starting, you still append, right? And then else is the overlapping situation, right? And if they are overlapping, you need to check, is my interval for ending, which is greater than to be removed starting, right? And also is if my interval ending oh wait, this is what? This has to be what? Starting is less than, so you are overlapping already. You are overlapping, right? You are overlap already, and then you want to know, is my starting less than remove starting? Alright, so again, in this one, you are overlapping already, so you want to make sure, hold on, give me 1 second. You want to make sure my ending, which is what? Which is greater than to be removed ending, right? So which is greater than to be at 1, right? So I'm going to say, oh, now it's already overlapping, and I want to just take the part that that is not overlapping, right? So I'm going to say list of array list. So in this case, so I'm going to just copy you to write on the list.add. So what do you need to add? So in this case, it's going to be like this, right? This is overlapping, right? Somehow you didn't pass the first if statement, so you go on the second else, right? Now it's overlapping already. We just have to take this part. So it's going to be the starting until the remove starting, right? So it's going to be what? Interval starting to remove. Oh, sorry, to remove starting. Right. So another case. This is interval, right? And this is this is to be removed interval, and this is interval, right? So this is overlapping, right? So you want to return this one, right? So it's starting from the to be removed ending until the interval ending, right? So to be removing interval ending until interval ending, and this is pretty much it, right? So hopefully I don't make mistake. I do. List.add should be arrays, right? Arrays. I made a lot of typo like this. Alright, so let me submit. Alright, this is pretty good. So let's talk about time and space. This is going to be a space. Space is going to be like the worst case. You append every single interval into the string, into the list. So this is going to be all of them. And the time is definitely all of them, right? And this is pretty much it, and unrepresented end of the interval, right? So I will talk to you later, and goodbye.